shift and all.
Okay.
So that we can. Welcome in, everyone. We are back here on the Twin Cities Film Fest red carpet. I'm Blythe Whaley, and as we continue here in our documentary series, we have another amazing film that we have a pleasure of screening here at the Twin Cities Film Festival. And Georgia Fort, your film here today is the making of the Black Lives Matter mural in Minneapolis. And of course, such an important film. And I just want to thank you for having it at our festival, but can you tell us just a little bit about what went into that decision to make this happen?
Absolutely. Well, the decision was really Tina Burnside and Coventry from the African American Heritage Museum and Gallery. They wanted to really memorialize the moment that our city was in and commission 16 artists to go out in one day and create this very beautiful mural in North Minneapolis. And it's very different, the Black Lives Matter mural in North Minneapolis, than any of the other ones that we've seen across the country because, like, for example, in D.C., you have this mural that also says Black Lives Matter, but all the letters were yellow. And so what we did here in our city to attribute to the amazing dynamic arts community that we have is each artist got their own letter. And so each artist got to create this message, independent individual message on their letter, but that also was a part of this collective message that was so important in our community last year.
And Georgia, can you tell me a little bit about their part in this film and how you met them?
Yeah, absolutely. So Tina Burnside's the producer, and Coventry was one of the people who is in the film and commentated about the creation of this. And I mean, you guys can speak as well to your role and even Tina, why you wanted to not just commission the creation of the mural, but then also document it as well.
So I'll step on through here and yeah, if you could help us get into that because it's so interesting.
Sure. After George Floyd was murdered, the museum felt that we needed to do something to stand in solidarity with the people who are out in the streets protesting. And so we felt that what we could do was bring together artists, because art is very powerful. Art can, you know, create movements, art can get people involved, and art can tell a story. And so we felt that it was important to have the community come together. And we also had community members who came out that day to also help the artists paint. And we felt that we needed to make a stand and affirm that Black Lives Matter after the murder of George Floyd.
And so for you to take on something like this, have you done a lot in this space, or was it really something that you just felt called to because of the circumstances that we're in right now?
Well, the museum does African American history, art, and culture in Minnesota. However, we have never done a mural, and we have never done a mural of that size on the street, and we have never done a film before. So I connected with Georgia because we've worked with Georgia before. She does excellent work, and asked Georgia if she would take on this project of documenting the process, and then she created this beautiful film.
And so being here at the Twin Cities Festival, getting to see it actually on the screen, what are some of those feelings that maybe you're expecting to have here in just a little bit?
Well, I'm just excited to see it on the big screen, and also for other people to see it, for it to get a broader audience, because we think it's a very important message.
That is so great. Well, we're so glad you're here. I'm going to sneak on through and get over here to ask you a little bit about what it was like being a part of this film and working with Georgia on it.
Oh, it was really exciting, pulling together the community. The community was a lot about what this film is, kind of pulled it all together. And the people in the community, the artists, their helpers that came that day, everything kind of gelled and worked together. So we were kind of excited. It was really a nice moment in that year with the pandemic and everything, that people could be excited and come together.
Yeah, and for you, when you were working with Georgia, was there anything that was memorable when you guys were filming this?
Oh, I was really excited about the drone going over and seeing that and the production and the photographs afterwards that we do use in the museum right now. So it's been a fun project.
Well, thank you so much. We're going to step on back. And Georgia, I have just a couple more questions for you on this film. When they contacted you of wanting to partner with you on this, did you feel maybe some sense of responsibility to make sure that this film did end up happening and get shown to the public?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think that our city has been in such a critical a point in our nation's history, and so to realize that Tina, and representing the only Black museum that we have here, really, I think in the state. Was spearheading this effort. I did feel a responsibility to be there to help document it and to make sure that the artists, their voices were heard and that we could understand what went behind the messaging in each one of their letters. And so I did feel a responsibility to be a part of it.
And this wasn't your first rodeo in the documentary space. And what has that been throughout your life to know that you've wanted to take a part of documentaries and make sure that you're capturing those moments in time?
Yeah, for sure. So I actually have a background in journalism, and when I stepped away from mainstream media, I was looking for creative ways to continue telling stories. And so this documentary, Rondo Beyond the Pavement, as well as a few others that I've worked on, have been a continuation of the ability to tell real stories about our community.
Well, we appreciate you guys making sure that this film was out there for the public, a very important time in our history, and we're so glad for it. And like you said, to have that beautiful art and that mural out there is something that people are able to go see and now see in the film space if they can't quite get here even to Minnesota. So being able to really connect us on that wide scope. But thank you guys so much for being here on the red carpet with me. We're excited that your film is showing here in just a little bit. But thank you guys again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, stick around, everyone. We will be back for more red carpets here in just a few short minutes. I'm Blythe Whaley with the Twin Cities Film Fest.